Welcome everybody to why Pinkie's hair puffs and how MLP's character designs are 20% cooler. Give me just a second. All right, we're ready to get this thing started. Hopefully my computer catches up with the chat. Let's make sure it's on live so I can answer all of your questions. If you guys have questions, make sure to pop them into the chat. Other way, that chat. And I will be sure to answer them as soon as I get them. There's going to be a little bit of lag, just a heads up. Fern Frond, hello. Black Singer, hi. Awesome. Woohoo, we have so many people. This is excellent. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to this. Let me turn on my music. I totally forgot to do that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I don't even know how to say your your name. That's funny. Okay, we're going to switch to the desktop here. And I'm going to open things up. Does anybody have a request for the first of the main 6 that we are going to examine today? Let's hear it in the chat. I'm so excited. DB, hello. Badger Feet, hi. Hey, I just saw you from the last panel. That's awesome. Blazing Optimist, hi. Black Singer, are we going to talk about G5 character design? I didn't prepare for that, but I could probably pull it up if we have enough time. That would be awesome. The Jacob, hello. Applejack. Okay, we're going to bring up Applejack. Let's do it. And Rarity. Okay, we got Applejack, Rarity. You guys brought up like my favorite ponies right off the bat. This is already opening up to be an excellent... Come on, open up. There we go. This is going to be an excellent panel. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, so we're going to do Applejack, Rarity, AJ, Rarity, Discord. Yosh? Yoshi's not in there. What the heck? Hopefully I can get to all 6 of them. I'm really, really hoping. Okay, let's bring this up. Come on, AJ. We need a bigger image to really look at here. Okay. Come on. Loading, loading. Okay, there we go. There's your gorgeous face. I love AJ. Okay. Best pony, I mean Rainbow Dash. Okay. So what we are going to do today is we are going to analyze character designs from My Little Pony G4. If we have time, it would be awesome to talk a little bit about G5. But again, like nothing's really in stone for G5, so I don't know what the heck's going on. These would just be theories. They wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, new leaks. Then Twilight. Yes, I love Twilight. I love all 6 of them, I gotta be honest. Okay, so with classic MLP design, let's see here. Open as layer. I want to show you guys something really cool. And hopefully it works. I'm really excited. Dude. Mission. Let's go. References. I want this. Okay, I want to show you guys something really cool. So this is what's called the golden ratio. I'm gonna make it really big here so y'all can see what the heck's going on. All right. Okay. All right. That's sort of lined up. Make it a little bit bigger. Good. Flip. Nope, not horizontally. I want you to flip. Let's see. I want it to flip around. Let's go around like that. That's what I'm wanting right there. Perfect. And then of course I forgot to flip it around the other way. Flip. Okay. Nope. There we go. Okay. Okay. So hopefully we can kind of see what's going on here. This is called the golden ratio. This is the Fibonacci sequence. No, I don't want to mesh it. What the heck? Select transform. So we're going to bring this down here. I want to show you guys exactly how this fits. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Boom, right? Like her eye fits perfectly into that spiral. This is what's theorized as to create appealing characters. Using the golden ratio to analyze and make sure that everything fits into place and everything is, I got a cool hat. Thank you. I love my hat. It's cool. This is kind of a way to make sure that everything's appealing, that everything is proportionate, and that it all works. I've used it a few times in my own drawings. There are actually two theories for appeal. This is one of them. The other is the rule of thirds, which is what, it's more Western, I think. Not Western. This is Western. Rule of thirds, I believe, is used in anime, in other ways. And that's just, all that is. Oh no! Darn you. Okay, that's okay. Whatever. We're over it. Deselect. There we go. The rule of thirds is, whoops, let me bring this over here. Is, when you have a face, you're going to divide it into 3 parts. You got this part, and this part. And that's going to be like the brow line. That's going to be the nose. That's going to be the mouth and the jaw right there. Right? So that's the rule of thirds. So either you can use the Fibonacci sequence, like My Little Pony did, or you can use the rule of thirds, like I just did right there. And honestly, it's a huge debate. I don't know which one you're going to use. It's all up to you. My Little Pony, on the other hand, uses the Fibonacci sequence, and it worked, obviously. They also used what's called shape language. Now, if you guys were in my previous panel, you kind of already have a basic idea of what shape language is. I'm going to show you how this applies to the designs in My Little Pony. Okay, good. Now, when you have 4 different shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 little shapes that you are going to use when designing a character. You have the circle, which is bouncy, friendly, active, relatable. Then you have the square, which is stoic, stubborn, got a strong moral sense of rightness, just kind of unmoving, very still. You have the triangle. The triangle denotes activity, rebelliousness, alienness, and sometimes even villainy. And then you have the S-curve, and the S-curve denotes femininity. It can denote sadness. Just denotes a flow of energy, very soft, very slow. And these are the 4 shapes that you use when you design a character. Now, for the bases of ponies, a lot of ponies look a lot alike. Am I honest? If I'm absolutely honest. Fancy mathematics, yay! Let's see here. So for the basis of the ponies, they of course wanted the ponies to seem relatable. They wanted the ponies to appeal to everybody. So what's the basic shape that they use is the circle. So where you're going to see the circle, Matt, radioactive changeling, hi, is in the head. You got a circular head here. You got a circular butt and chest. And everything is curved, like way curved. So there's even see this little angle here? See how that's curved? It's not even pointy. It's very rare that they actually go pointy. So for AJ, we're going to figure out what kind of personality she has, not from the show, but from her shape language. So for a pony, of course, they wanted the basics to look like so, and so lots of curves. Everything is rounded. Muzzle is rounded. The ears are rounded, you know? Everything is so soft. Just like that. So cute. All right. Never knew about that. I remember I learned about this when I was at Tony Fleek's workshop at MCM last year. They said drawing ponies was literally all circles, pretty much. And this is why, because they want the ponies to be relatable, they want people to like them, and they want to have that appeal. So lots of curves. So how do you convey a pony's personality different from all the other ponies? Because let's face it, most ponies have the exact same body type, right? What you're going to pay attention to are the colors and the mane and the tail. So what I mean by that is I'm going to bring this down just a smidgen. So what we're going to look at is the mane and the tail and see what really AJ's whole motif is, what her personality is. So what we have here is a big flowing tail. That's not the right layer. Wrong layer. There we go. Big flowing tail. Very circular, very friendly. And let's be honest, she's a pretty friendly character. She's very welcoming. The first time you see her with, from Twilight's point of view, she welcomes her into the family, essentially. So she's very open. She's very friendly. You have circles here in the hair, right there. There's like a circle kind of curved there and a circle over here. Just lots of circles. She's really friendly. However, there's another whole piece to this, and that's the triangle, because AJ, as we all know, is also very athletic, and triangles show a lot of motion. So we kind of have a curved triangle here, and there's like a triangle over here, lots of triangles here. There's a triangle right here, and I'll come back to this shape. Lots of triangles everywhere. Now, what's really funny about this shape is that it is a triangle and a square mixed together. And that is going to show us that she is gosh dang stubborn. Like, so stubborn. We all know that. Happy little apples. Hardest thing with them all having the same body shape is that the only thing that will make each pony stand out are their mane and their accessories. It's true. But you can also use their coloration and such like that too. So you can see the circles, how they're used. She's very friendly, she's very open and outgoing, and there's a little bit of stubbornness there, and she's pretty active too. So there's she at. All right, so the next thing you also have are her colors. Now, there is a whole psychology behind colors that is absolutely incredible. First, we're going to talk about their harmony, though. AJ is what you would call an... Okay, come here. I want this right here, if you would. There we go. Beautiful. AJ is an analogous pony, and that shows not a lot of motion. There's not a lot of contrast. She's pretty steady. She doesn't really change all that much. And that's going to show you right there. So you have the oranges, you have the yellows, you have the red, all of the colors that are next to each other don't show a lot of change. Then, of course, you have this pop of green. So the warm colors are going to show that she's pretty active, especially like the red, the orange, and the yellow. They're fiery colors. She isn't afraid to get her hooves dirty, so to speak. And the green is freshness. It's newness of life. It's appreciation for all things young and tender. And she's she's the older sister of the group. So that really falls into line there. And then you have the brown hat right here. And brown is a representation of all things earthy. It's very steady. It's very reliable. I mean, she's an earth pony through and through. That is AJ to a T. So that's her whole reasoning behind that. So when you want a character who's more rock steady, more trusting, trustworthy, I should say, analogous colors are awesome for that. But you always want to pop it with some contrast here. You always want to pop in some contrast. So make sure that you choose the correct contrast for that, to really make her pop and really make your characters stand out, without giving away any kind of without going against their character. So, for example, if she had blue eyes, for example, I'm just going to kind of color her eyes blue right here, right now. It looks weird, even if I made them darker. It doesn't give off the same feeling, does it? Because blue is a calm color. It's not as bright or active or happy or whatever. It's very calm, very soothing. It's not going to be noticeable. So they gave her green, and that's going to give more activity and more brightness and freshness to her design. Okay, so that's AJ for you. Let's see, I believe Rarity was requested next. Open as layer. My files keep going away from where I'm trying to be. There we go. Whoops. I'm gonna knock everything over here. Alright, so here comes Rarity. Cursed AU Applejack. Alright, so here is Rarity. Rarity is best pony for me. I love Rarity so much. She's awesome. Okay, so that's Applejack's shape language there. I'm just gonna erase this part here. So, what kind of shapes do we see in Rarity? Can everybody tell me in the chat? You see any of the shapes in Rarity? Ooh, I gotta get a drink of water. It all starts by the base of the shapes, then to connect with the shapes of that drawing to make the character, then to the colors, then to the clothes, and others, then making the backstory to the character. Actually, I would flip that around. You want to create your character, their personality, and their purpose first. That is always first. You need to understand who your character is before creating them, because you need to use your shapes on purpose. And if you're just throwing shapes everywhere to create something, it's not going to be as crystal clear. So always create your character's personality. There's likes and dislikes, how they'd react to stuff. Decide what kind of personality they have first, and then you can design them a lot more accurately. Let's see here. Many S's, S curves, a lot of circles, some triangles, some sharp spots. Okay, well, let's take a look-see here. I am seeing a lot of S's too, if I'm honest. Like, we've got like, whoosh, that's an S. Whoop. Let's, there's an S right there. There's an S over here. There's a lot of S's over here. Let's see, somebody said some triangles. I am seeing like a little bit of triangles. Let's see here. I think, no, I don't really see much square. Yeah, there's some triangles here, but a lot of S curves, like a lot of S curves. You do have a little bit of angle to the eyes though. And that, particularly when the eyes are more angled or a little bit more triangular, it denotes like an exotic kind of feel, because it's alien. It's not quite familiar to us. So when the eyes have a little bit more angle to them, for example, this versus, you know, like straight up triangle, which is more like just angry. But you see how it has more curve. And then there's circle eyes, bright, happy. And then you just have like square eyes that are just like, I'm so done with this. They look a little bit worried too. So these are the different kinds of eyes. These, in particular, definitely show for Rarity. She's a little bit more wider opened, I think. But it's definitely showing Rarity all over. So if we remember, are the curled sections warped squares like her tail and the lower part of her mane? I mean, we could check this out. I see there's like a little bit of square here, perhaps. This looks more triangular to me. Yeah, this is looking more triangular, which shows me that she's not content with everyday life. She doesn't really have like a rebellious streak, so to speak. It just means that she's not content with how things are right now. She's always growing, always progressing, always in motion. I don't see a lot, to be honest, a lot of squares. There might be a little bit, but it's not a lot. Oh, I will definitely get to Pinkie, no problem. Okay, so this is Rarity. You also have her color theory. Now, Rarity does use white. However, it is not pure white, as I will show to you in just a moment. Okay, thank you. See how it is just faded just a smidgen into blue. Like it's very, very, very faint blue. Just a little bit warm there. So it's not pure white. So if you're going for a pure white character, you're drawing Rarity and you're drawing her pure white, stop. That's not her color. She's not pure white. She just has a little bit of blue, and that kind of warms things up and brings more attention to her eyes and to her cutie mark. So we have pure white. That denotes cleanliness. It shows purity in her craft. She's very precise and clean and exact. She's almost perfectionistic in her creativity. And then you come back to purple. And purple, obviously, because my character is purple herself, is one of my favorites. Because purple shows creativity. Purple is the color of creativity. It means royalty. It means precision, or not precision, just thinking outside of the box. You don't see purple a lot, but when you do, it kind of sparks inspiration. So having her hair purple was not a mistake. It is the color of creativity, and she is the fashionista. She creates her whole line, like her whole personality is creativity, which is why I love her so much. So that's Rarity for you. And then the blue, again, is a very calm color. It's trustworthy, it's friendly, it's relaxed, which of course we do see her kind of lose it every once in a while, but not very often. She's very cool, collected, for the most part anyways. But she tries to exude this energy of, I've got this. It's very cool, very relaxed coloration. So like she might be a little bit of a drama queen, but in reality, we're pretty sure she has it all together. Am I right? Is Fleur de Lis pure white? Can you compare her to Rarity through this? I can grab a picture of Fleur de Lis. Let's see here. Fleur de Lis. I have to get an actual screenshot of her, but already looking at this, I'm pretty sure she's not. Let's see here. Open as layer. We're going to bring her up. Okay, come here. All right. Okay, that's a screenshot. She looks to be pure white. That's interesting. But you do have the shading that is pink. See, like right there, her hair isn't pure white. That's an interesting choice. That's really cool, actually. I'm really happy you brought this up because this is a case where pure white is okay to use. One, you're animating in flat colors, so having to shade anything isn't really an issue. Two, she outlines it in pink to give it a more pink feel. The animators outline it in pink to give it a more warm feel. They always, of course, see the eyes here are dark and contrasting, so it doesn't feel like too much white all at once. So it's possible. But if you're designing a character and you're wanting to have commissions done of them, having a pure, straight up white character is not usually a good idea. If you're animating and you're just going to keep it 2D or a flat color, then it's fine. It's okay, especially with the outlines of a different color. But that's a really cool tip. I'm glad you brought that up. It's fun to look at. Let's see here. I'm gonna bring that back down. But if I were to take white here, for example, and put it onto rarity, like you could see, that's pure white versus, you can see that there is a huge, stark difference. Kiddos are interrupting. This is what happens when you hold panels from home. All right, so that's rarity. Let's do Pinkie Pie really fast, shall we? Let's see here. Doot. No, I want those. That one. We're also going to get this one. Okay. All right, so open as layer. We're going to get to Pinkie Pie, I think, because Pinkie Pie is awesome. Now, which pose do I want? I think I want to get this one, actually. Oh, look at that. Almost at the correct size first try. Booyah. Okay, Pinkie. We all love Pinkie, right? So right off the bat, you guys, what shapes do you see? Like, I'm really excited to hear you guys with this one. Let's make sure I have the correct sizes for everything. What shapes do you see? Pinkie, circles, nice. Punk, very few triangles. Interesting. So circle, of course, S-curves, circles, all very rounded. So many circles. Yeah, you're right on it. So the best way to denote a character who is fun and random and active is to give them a crap ton of circles, and you have a lot of circles in Pinkie. All the circles. Look at all these circles. We got circles here, and here, and here. All of the circles everywhere. Her eyes are big and wide. There's no angles to them whatsoever. The face is actually kind of balloony from this angle minus the string. Yeah, yeah. There are a few triangles actually. You do have a triangle here. Again, you see the tail completely away from the body. The mane completely away from the body. This poofs out like crazy. The more energy you want your character to have, the further away you gotta pull the hair. It just needs to be floofy and exciting. Let's see here. So yeah, there are a few triangles. Especially particularly in her pose, if I can get this just right. Yeah, there it is. So there in her pose, she does have a triangle. I see best pony. Punk is just a circle. Yep. She does have some triangles in her, and that's to show how active she is, how excitable she can be. And especially putting it in their pose gives her a lot more energy and a lot more activity. She's moving. Like, there's nothing about this that's still. And that is Pinkie Pie. I see the triangles now. Yeah. You see what I mean? So yeah, that is Pinkie Pie. Now to get into the coloration. All right. Whoop. So Pinkie Pie uses what is called a triad of color. And that means that each color on the color wheel forms a triangle. You'd think that it was just like contrasting or something, but blue and pink are actually not together, as you can see here on the triangle. Let's move this over here so you guys can still see. That is there. Okay, so the blue and the pink are actually pretty close together on the color wheel. So yeah, it's not quite analogous like it would be if it was red or purple or orange or yellow or something like that. But having this triad here is an excellent way of showing contrast and picking three colors that are going to be complementary. Let's see here. Okay, that's not cooperating with me. So you have the pink, and pink is Illuminati confirmed. Looks like you could draw a triangle between her rearmost, foremost toes and the top of her head. Almost, yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna test this. Yep, see that? There's a triangle right there too. Beautiful. Good eyes, Merchant. Or Nathan. Good eyes. So the personality, the psychology behind pink, I'm gonna have to actually look this up really quick. Color psychology. I'm familiar with most colors. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see it. Illuminati. All right. So pink is love. It's calm. It's respect. It's warmth. Long term. It's very feminine. It's essentially telling you that this pony is going to be your best friend for life. Just like, you know, look at all these. Unconditional, possibilities, nurture, sensitive, assertive, intuitive care. She is designed, she is particularly designed to show you guys that she is your best friend. Period. Forever and always. The end. So that is why she has mostly pink. Then you have the blue, and the blue, I'm gonna bring that up again. Blue is perspective, spirit, or intuition, which we all know the Pinkie sense. Control, rescue, determination. It's a lot more. The more you look into this, the more you can see how much of it was on purpose. It's absolutely beautiful to look at, to be honest. It's open, it's ambitious, it's loyal, is huge. And then of course you also have the yellow, and the yellow is exciting. It's very small amount of yellow. And I think it's really cool because it's super tricky how they brought this yellow, which is a bright contrasting color, to pink, and still you're not drawn to her butt all the time. You know, you're always looking at her face. So it was very carefully selected saturation of yellow, so it didn't detract away from her eyes. But yes, Pinkie Pie is designed to be your ultimate best friend. All right, let's move on to the next one. I believe Rainbow Dash was requested. And I'm definitely going to use this pose because who on earth wouldn't? Crazy people. All right, we're going to get this a little bit bigger so we can actually take a look-see. All right, let's see what the shapes are. I know you guys are going to get this right off the bat. It's amazing how I've known these characters for years, but I'm finding out more about them through the details of their designs. Isn't it amazing? It's so incredible. But what shapes do you guys see in Rainbow Dash? Best pony. This triangle shape is mostly because of the pose than the design itself. Yes, the poses are everything. So you have to be careful on how you pose your character. If you just pose them standing there, then they're not going to be moving around. Triangles, says Badger Feet, with an exclamation point. Triangles, says the Jacob. Many triangles this time. Very triangular pone, says the Blazing Optimist. Yes, very, very triangular pone. So let's bring this up. First of all, we got the pose. Pose is a triangle. Like, look at that triangle. That is such a triangle. I don't even have to show it to you guys. Boxy pony. Triangularity. Then you have the mane, which is another triangle. Look at that. Ta-da. And the tail, which is, oh look, another triangle with a bunch of other little triangles. Oh, look, there's another triangle. And we've got, like, I don't even have to point out these tiny triangles to you guys, but they're like everywhere, right? All of the triangles. Triangle here, triangle here, triangle here. So triangular, like, it's insane that she's not even a villain. She's so triangular, which is probably why people get a little annoyed with her a lot. Which is sad because I love her. Eyes, yep, you can see the eyes. Eyes, triangle. Look at how triangle she is, like, so triangle. Darn it, can't think of a Rainbow Dash Illuminati pun. X-Files theme starts playing. Rainbow Illuminati. Yeah, so that, I mean, even her wings are triangles. Look at that. Everything's a triangle. Look at this. Her pose with her legs are triangles. All of the triangles. Look at that. Okay, so it's very clear that she is very triangular. I don't even see... And let's be honest, Rainbow Dash probably makes the most changes out of any other character in the series. Which is really cool because her hair is rainbow. It's rainbow colored. Once you start looking for triangles, it's triangles all the way down. It's true. So yeah, her multicoloredness, it's not just there anymore. It actually has a purpose because she does change a lot throughout the entire series. She learns a lot of lessons, and she's very flexible and let's see here. Irregular is what I would call her for sure. Rainbow Dash is quite irregular. Yeah. So you have the blue though, and blue, as we all know, represents loyalty. Go figure, right? Her main color is the blue for the loyalty and what the element that she represents. Her hair, again, denotes how much she changes over the entire show, and that she was definitely chosen to be the character that learned the most, I think, is what it was supposed to be. And why she probably... Oh, look, there's another triangle there. Again, why she probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So, that's Rainbow Dash for ya. We're going to move on to the next one. Let's see here. Let's move her down here. And then we're going to get... Let's see. Any villains? What a coincidence. The yellow, orange, and red in the mane is very soft and unsaturated to not blow up your eyes. Thank you for noticing that. Very, very, very true. Let's do here. We're just going to focus on the main 6 real more streets. So the next one would naturally be Fluttershy. Naturally. And I'm going to ask you guys straight up, what shapes do you see in Fluttershy? Oh, and I see a little bit of a trick here that I showed you guys in Fix Your OC yourself. Look at that. Look at the curves. See how the curves? They come back to the face. Curve. Come back to the face. Curve. Back to the face. All the curves come back to the face. Very important. It's rare that I see a full rainbow actually working well in a character's design, but Rainbow Dash's mane has a great color scheme that totally pulls it off. Yeah, and that has everything to do with saturation. They were very controlled about it, very on purpose. S-curves in the mane and tail. S, lots of it, and circles. S-curves, lots of waves. Yes. So, Fluttershy is our S-curve. Like, where Rarity is the confident S-curve, she is the soft and sweet. Oh, there's like lots of S-curves. There's an S-curve here, and another whole other S-curve right here. Like 2 S-curves in that tail. Look at that. Also, you notice the wings are closed almost all the time. It's so rare that you find a picture with Fluttershy's wings open. And that is because this softens her up a lot. The wings do make like a triangular kind of shape. So they don't want that. They want to keep her still. They want to keep her soft. They want to keep her sweet. Her eyes, like, I mean, there's even an S-curve in her eyes right here. Look at that. S-curve eyes. There's some circles, but it's mostly S-curves. So many S-curves. Also, her eyes are intentionally rounded, of course. With only 5 colors, not some kind of continuum. You kind of see the other elements are just slight variants with Rainbow. Yeah. Then you have Fluttershy. Fluttershy is Fluttershy the Earth Pony. Yeah, her wings are hardly ever open. So with Fluttershy, she has the tertiary, or the triad color scheme. You have the yellow, you have the pink, and you have the blue. So you have the blue in her eyes, and the yellow for her body, and the pink in her mane. So what we're going to show here, let's see here, where's my yellow? I want yellow. No, come here. Okay, so yellow is joy, it's cheerfulness, it's friendliness, intellect, energy, warmth, caution, even cowardice. Let's see here. Did you mean cozy? As a counterpoint to this, I remember a Tumblr post I read which talked about Rainbow Dash and how she always tends to be shown in flight, even when other characters around her are on the ground. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so the yellowness actually shows that she's afraid of a lot of things. Isn't that crazy? It's soft though. It's still friendly. It's warm. It's still a color that we love. And of course, we talked about pink in Pinkie Pie's analysis, where it's femininity. It's always there. It's ultimate ultimate best friend. Steadfast. It's kind of why Fluttercord shippers exist, is because we know for a fact that if Fluttershy and Discord did get together, they would be together like forever, because she is that faithful. And that's where we get that, is this pink hair right here. Isn't that crazy? And then you have the blue, of course, which is loyalty. It is intuition. It is softness, coolness, calmness, sweetness, essentially. So she's like so sweet that you'd get a cavity just looking at her. Literally. Well, almost literally. She is literal eye candy. All right. So last one of the main 6 before we're going to wrap this up here. And this one I'm really excited about. Let's see here. Open as a layer. I want you guys to tell me what shape you see here. Oh, nice. It's already this proper size. Just need to bring it in here. What shapes do you see in our little Twilight? And this is why Fluttercord is my OTP. Yep. All right, so what shapes do we see in our little Twilight sparkle here? I ran out of water. I'd take another drink. Ooh. Squares, says Tranquil Knight. Anyone else? Tail triangle? Always thought a flat broom shape with her mane and tail. Squares. She's even more angular than Rainbow Dash. Circles and squares. Kind of boxy mane about the shoulder. And triangles. Squares. Triangles. Squares. Okay, whoever said triangles, like, what the heck? No, I do see like in the negative space, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to show you something really quick here. Her tail is a square. It is such a square. This is a square. This is also a square. It's all rounded off, of course, because they want to have all the characters relatable and likable, and they want to appeal to everybody. I do see a little bit of triangle, which, actually, now that I think about it, and a little bit of triangles here, there, and the other, which hints at her changing the status quo. Which, when, let's face it, when she got her wings, that changed the status quo, I'd say, right? Speaking of her wings, I should probably bring this up too. Oops, nope. Open as layer. Speaking of her wings, oh, look. I don't know if it'll load. There we go. It's another square. The wings are squares too. Yeah, there's squares everywhere. Yes, it's called negative space. Yep, I did see the triangle in the gap of her mane. Almond eyes. It's not really, almond eyes aren't really for wisdom. Almond eyes are more exotic. What a book horse. And look at all her stances too, like her pose. It's all square. Pose here, whoops. There's a square. When you see her, it's a square. Like all of it is just a square. And with a square, that means that she has a very set moral compass. She's very... It's hip to be square. Hope this is recorded. I'd like to analyze it more in depth. Well, I do this actually every week at my Twitch channel there, Solus, Fluff Dragon Real on twitch.tv. So, you know, square is very exact. It's very by the book horse. It's very by the rules. Nobody's going to change my mind. It kind of gives us the little, would Alicorn Twilight be triangular in the final episode? Well, let's take a look-see here. I have an image of her. There she is. And the answer to that, I don't think so. I actually just drew her for some of my BABSCon merch. Like, look at this pose here, you guys. Oh, look. It's another square. Her hair, her mane, her tail. They're all squares. They're more flowy squares, so that kind of shows us that she's learned and she's a little bit more loose and relaxed. I mean, there's like a square here too. But she's still very square. She's still her. She hasn't changed much. So yeah, she doesn't really have much more triangularity. I do see some in like her clothes, which means that she might have adopted it at some point. But yeah, Twilight evolved into a bigger square. Yeah, lots of squares. But yeah, that's why she goes Twilight Nanas whenever everything does not go according to, yep, head, neck, and square. Yep, look at that. Look at that. Look at all the squares. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up, you guys. If anybody has any questions, let me know. But yeah, I'm really happy that you guys joined me for this. Any questions? Just laughing at. Yep, that was hilarious. Most interesting panel I've seen so far. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for both of the great panels. You did great. Thank you so much. Very nice panel. Aw, you guys are awesome. Look at you. You're so sweet. Oh, yeah, Spike would have been fun to look at too. Gosh dang it. Yay, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it so much. If you are curious, you can find me on Twitter at FluffDragonArt. I'm actually vending in the vendor hall, and how do you apply principles you've talked about in MLP to your own characters? That you can check out in my former panel, Go Fix Your OC Yourself. Do you think non-ponies have mostly angular shapes? That's an interesting tip because they would be alien, so they probably would have more triangles to them, yes. Lots of squares. Amazing panels you've done. I have to get back to messaging you on Discord. Yeah, for sure. I'm vending, and yeah, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, and on Twitch. I analyze characters every Thursday on Twitch, so you guys can check it out there, and you might even be able to get your own characters analyzed. It's kind of fun. All right, you guys have an excellent day, and I will see you hopefully next time, and hopefully talk to you in the vendor hall or DM me on Discord, whatever you want to do. I'm happy to talk to y'all. I'm gonna tell Nathan that we're done here. Too bad you couldn't cover mod. Quite a mix of gray and purple. I'm glad you guys like this.